Now I will presentation about current teaching methodology in listening. What are the methods of teaching listening skills? Teaching of listening can be done with various techniques, such as the use of a tape recorder, answering questions according to the text, writing songs, listening to television by watching video, movie clips, or CD-ROM, listening to the radio and using dictation. Next, listening as comprehension. Listening as comprehension is the traditional way of thinking about the nature of listening. In most methodology manuals, listening and listening comprehension are synonymous. This view of listening is based on the assumption that the main function of listening in second language learning is to facilitate understanding of spoken discourse. We will examine this view of listening in some detail before considering complementary view of listening as execution. This latter view of listening considers how listening can provide input which triggers the further development of second language proficiency. Characteristic of spoken discourse. In order to understand the nature of listening process, we need to consider some of the characteristics of spoken discourse and the special problem is posed for listeners. Spoken discourse has very different characteristics from written discourse, and these differences can add a number of dimensions to our understanding of how we process speech. For example, spoken discourse is usually instantaneous. The listener must process it online, and there is often no chance to listen to it again. Next, kinds of the technique the English teacher applied in the listening class. Number 1. Information transfer. To apply this technique, the English teacher used 6 pictures as a media, paraphrasing and translating. This technique includes in post-listening activities where students rewrite the listening text in different words using their own words. The teacher asks students to read their writing and check whether words staples are known to the dialogue they had listening. Answering question. This technique includes in post-listening activity where students answer 5 questions based on the dialogues they had listening from the cassette and then corrected together in class to know the right answer. Summarizing. This technique includes in post-listening activities where students were given several possible summary sentences and asked to say which of them fit a record text. Next, fillings in blanks. This technique includes in while listening activities where students were given the transcript of a text or a dialogue with some words missing and must fill in the blanks while listening. The last, answering to show comparison of mistakes. This technique includes in post-listening activities where teacher asked the student Okay, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.